Hi, my name is Chiamaka and I am a female drummer. I was born in the midst of three guys. I was the only girl and the last born. So I learned a lot of things by default by watching my brothers do these things. Though I was playing drums and I was feeling pretty excited about the journey, I did not really see any future in it because as at then I was not really exposed. I was just in that community and I could not see future. So the switch for me was when I had to sit back at home for 2 years because I didn't get admission, so I had to stay back. I was still pursuing my nursing career, so but then I was still playing drums. But silly me, I still didn't see anything big in my drumming. So I remember I had a conversation with my pastor at the Supernatural Assembly. So it called my attention to the fact that okay, you already play drums, right? So why not study something very close to music since you're already into drums? So I started thinking about it. Before, I did not think about it. It was not in my mind at all. I did not think about studying music as a course in the school. But then I was a science student, so it means that I have to start writing art combos for exams.
I welcome you to I Testify. I testify, you testify, we testify. On I Testify, we'll chronicle the goodness of God and stir up your faith to produce more testimonies. In this new season of I Testify, the Man Your Gold series, we chronicle the testimonies of people who have recognized, used, and maximized what they already have in their house. And when I mean what they already have in their house, I mean their talent, their skills, family heritage, experience, and family ideas, and many more. Today we are hosting Chiamaka Anyanwu, aka Chisticks. She's a female drummer and she tells the story of how she desperately wanted to be a nurse because of her aunt. Can you imagine Chiamaka as a nurse? But after spending 2 years at home looking for admission, her brain woke up and she started asking questions. It was good enough that she was able to speak to the right people and she found her path to music. Now she's making waves in the music industry. I believe this story will bless you and stir you up to recognize what you have in your house. Enjoy!
Hi, my name is Chiamaka and I am a female drummer. Alright, come walk with me through this journey of telling you about how I recognize the gifts or the things that I have in my house. So I was born in the midst of three guys. I was the only girl and the last born. So I grew up having to do a lot of things with guys. So I learned a lot of things by default by watching my brothers do these things. So I basically was not considered as the weak as girls. Now girls they are weak, so I was not considered as that. I was always up and doing. We play football, ride bicycles, and so my upbringing was very it was very fun. So the way young kids their dreams are always to be a doctor, be an engineer, be a pilot. So mine growing up, I wanted to be a nurse. Well, not because of the white clothes and the whatever they wear. It was because I wanted to be like my aunt because I really liked her. She was my favorite. I wanted to be like her. So that was why I wanted to be a nurse, and I kept at that even till I got to secondary school. And I think growing up I loved babies. So maybe that was one of the reasons why I wanted to be a nurse too. But I wanted to be a nurse. But I did not know that I had a lot more inside of me because I allowed that love for my aunt cloud my own judgment about what I really had inside of me. I told you I grew up with three brothers, so a lot of the things I did was around what guys love doing. But I discovered that growing up I always loved to play with my pens, so and my biro and my ruler, just beating everything I see, playing with my hands. So I started with that and I discovered that I probably like playing drums. But then as a lady, as a young female girl growing up, the environment I was in, we had drummers that majority of the drummers were guys. So we did not have a thing for female drummers. So I would just play. When in school, then assembly time, they will not allow me play because yeah, she's a female. She will get so. But then somehow, I knew that I could play the drums. Even my brothers then were always hyping me, even though I had not played a real drums before. They'd be like, "Ah, my sister can play more than you. My sister can play more than you." So those were like foundation that I grew up on. So I grew up playing with pencils, biro, pen. Like I said, I never had the opportunity to play the real drums, but I would just play with my pen. So I never had the opportunity until when I was in, I think, GS2, GS3. All right. So my mom's church I attended then, we didn't have a drummer. So, and we were mostly female teenagers in church then. So the pastor then had he had a brother that plays the drum. I think a brother-in-law. So he came to teach us for 1 week. So that was how it just started. So I started playing drums after that 1 week training. So weekly services, Sundays. And yes, then it was also an excuse for me to escape singing because I didn't like to sing. And then in church, then teenagers, female teenagers, we always asked to sing in turn. So this Sunday you sing. So I didn't like to sing. So why sing when you can play drums? So it felt like a safer escape route for me. So I took it, and that was just how I started. And it felt like, oh, I was feeling on top of the world, like, wow, she's a female drummer. Wow. Whenever we have there's something we call we used to do then, is a fellowship. So like a church, other churches will come to your church for a program, right? So when those people came, I always feel on top of the world, like, whoa, you guys came to watch a lady play. She gets. So it was really fun. It was really fun. Though I was playing drums and I was feeling pretty excited about the journey, I did not really like see any future in it because as at then I was not really exposed. I was just in that community and I could not see what was in front of me. I could just see now. I could not see like future. So I still wanted to be a nurse. I went to, as a nurse, as if you want to be a nurse, you have to be in science, a science student, right? So I was in science. So I was, doing I want to be a nurse. Whenever they ask you, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a nurse. But then I was still catching the vibes of playing drums. I was still like excited about it. Even I had this partner then I was in SS1. His name is Joshua. We used to disturb the class together, and our seat was in the first seat in front row. So we're always doing to get. Every time Joshua just comes and Joseph, Joshua, Chiamaka, we just stop. Like it was like we were indulging each other in that drumming thing. So it was a part of me, but I didn't see it as a profession because nurse was more professional. What are you? I'm a nurse. Oh wow, that's great. You care for people. So I did not really see it as something I could like use to pay my bills or something that could take me to places. I just saw it as a side thing. Okay, just play drums in church and you're good. Go out, have fun, but then return back to your nursing. So I was hell bent on becoming a nurse, not because it was like a passion for me, but because I just wanted to be like my aunts, and I wanted my parents to be proud to say, oh, what is your daughter doing? Oh, she's a nurse, and oh, I helped this person get better, I helped this person get better. So it was just that, and it was not really about the fact that I really liked it. It was just for the fact that, oh, being a nurse is cool and it's way professional than being a drummer. That was my opinion then. The switch for me was when I had to sit back at home for like 2 years because I didn't get admission, so I had to stay back. I was still pursuing my nursing career, so but then I was still playing drums. But silly me, I still didn't see anything big in my drumming. So I remember I had a conversation with my pastor at the Supernatural Assembly. So it called my attention to the fact that, okay, you already play drums, right? So why not study something very close to music, right? since you're already into drums. So I started thinking about it. Before, I did not think about it. It was not like in my mind at all. I did not think about studying music in as a course in the school. So he first told me to search around and look for music schools around. So I decided to like, okay, why not just study music in a university? Right. So my mind started to shift, and I started becoming open to studying music as a course. But then I was a science student, so it means that I have to like start writing, art combos for exams, and I'm like, how do I do this? But then after my mind shifted and my eyes opened to the fact that okay, I could actually study this thing as a course. Since I already liked it, I mean, what's the point studying something else where I have to like crack my head rather than studying something that I really like already? So I went around, did my findings. So I was told that I could still use my science O levels, but then I had to like rewrite JAMB with some art combinations. And then funny enough, I had written JAMB twice, and before then, and it was really not working. But then immediately I made that switch, it felt like everything in the spirit realm just changed. I didn't have to like attend tutorials. I did personal reading, personal studying at home, and JAMB came out. I had about 220 something. People were still like, oh, it is UI has high standards and all. That what if that 200 is not enough? I'm like, I've already gotten 200 and above. It just needs me to like just work more on my post-UTME exam. So I did it, and wow, it came in and everybody was really excited. Okay, I was already in school. So that was the switch for me, was having a conversation. If that conversation had not come up, I would have still be having that mindset that, oh, I have to be a nurse, I have to be a nurse, I have to be a nurse. So I'm really glad that I had that discussion with my pastor, Pastor Sheikh. And one other thing that that was a switch for me was okay, so there was this I had this friend. Her name is Deborah. She's a female drummer. So we connected over a time, and we were talking, and we would rehearse together, we would practice together. So one day she gave me a call and said she wanted me to meet somebody, or she wanted somebody to meet me. So then I met a man, Mr. Adeyinka. So he spoke to me about creating a female band, an all-female band. So I'm like, okay. Though I was nervous that, what do I really need? Am I really ready for this? Like, am I emotionally ready? I just felt okay, but it felt like I didn't have a choice then, and then I was the only choice that they had then. So we got in and we started practicing, we started rehearsing together. I remember my house to the rehearsal venue is like very, very far distance, and we would go and come back late at night, 9 p.m. and my mom would be worried and all. So that also helped me see the switch. So I remember the first gig we had, and I was paid a huge sum of 5,000 naira. And after I received that money, it felt like it was like 5 million naira, because I had never been paid for playing drums before. Like, I had not collected money, or I had not monetized my drumming skills ever before. And as I collected, I was like, wow, I could actually get more of this. All I did was to just put in more time in practicing and getting better and seeing a future in this. And right from that day, it was like there was another switch entirely, that apart from studying music as a course, there was another switch that, okay, you could actually pay your bills with this. You could actually do a lot of things with this. You could go to places with this. Because trust me, there are lots of people that have been to places where they would not have been to, except by their skills and what they know how to do. So that was a great switch for me also, and it helped me to build myself and get better. From the beginning, when I gained admission to the University of Ibadan to study music, alright, so the mindset I had was to just go to school and we'll be taught everything about drums, like just go in and learn drums and just massacre drums by the time I am graduating. Lo and behold, when I got in, we had to learn how to sing, and we had to go on courses I'm like, I ran away from singing into drums, and I just came here now to meet premium singing that if you do not sing, you are not going to pass. If you don't sing, you are going to fail. So we had to sing, and it was very compulsory for us. I mean, I now had to try to find balancing for the first year. I was trying to find balancing with the mindset that I came in with and what I am meeting. You get, I had to like try to find my balance. So it was a bit challenging for me, because when I got in, it was not like it was all drums. We had to do other courses, we had to do other courses, we had to do other courses. So it had to take me a lot of time to balance and get my feet in very well. That was one of the challenges. Then another challenges I had was I figured out that after playing drums for a while, I began to develop a pain on my shoulder. It will be so intense that sometimes I will be crying while playing. It got so crazy that and it felt like, oh, this is a sign that you should not be doing this, right? It felt like, oh, maybe this is a sign that you should just opt out. This is not what you should be doing. Should not probably what you should be doing. I should be a nurse where it is, not so you are not moving your body around. I remember I was playing drums in church one day, and I told God that, God, this is an act of service to you. I am not doing this for anybody. I am doing this for you. You gave me this gift. It cannot be this painful. So I don't want this pain. Like, just take it. Let's just take it off. And I didn't even really notice when it left until sometimes I just noticed that, I have not been feeling this pain for a while, and that was how that left. That was one of the challenges that God helped me overcome. And then another challenge for me was the fact that, I usually come back home late at night. The venue for the rehearsal then is very far to my house, so my mom always complained about me coming back home late. Probably when we go for gigs and we go for an event, sometimes I get back home around, like, thank God for my brother, he's always there to pick me up. But then sometimes you get back like 12 a.m. and then you get some lashes. Why are you coming back late? You are this, you are that, you are doing that. That was some of the executions I had to I had to adapt myself to. There were times when I doubted myself. There were times I think like, am I really that good? Am I really that good? Are you really able to do this thing? So there were times when I felt like, hope I am not going to disgrace myself. Yeah. Hope people are not going to laugh at me. So there were times when I did not really trust myself. But one of the ways that God helped me on overcoming that is that I had friends. God gave me people around me who were able to motivate me and to be a better use of myself. And then I remember sometimes when I go out and I feel like I'm not that good enough, or I am going to go and embarrass myself, and then I remember that there are people that are converting what I have right now. The little I can play right now, some people are praying to get there. So that shows or tells me that, okay, you are not that bad. You are not that bad. So those were one of the things that helped me overcoming self-doubt. And also, I pray in tongues. It really helps. It really, really helps. It really helps. So whenever I feel nervous, like I'm going to climb the stage and I feel like I am fidgeting right there and then, I just pray that, God, I am not going there by myself. And it feels like a whole new confidence just arises from my spirit. One of my go-to scriptures, like, it feels like there's just one particular one that says that, "See that a man diligent in his skills, he shall stand before kings and not mere men." We all want to stand before kings, right? So when it gets to the stage where I feel like I don't want to do this anymore, I go back to the benefit that comes with standing in front of kings, getting recommendations from kings, like getting your name mentioned in rooms that matters. So that scriptures always keeps me going whenever I feel like I just want to relent, or I don't want to practice, or it feels like practicing is very hard. It lets me see the reward that comes from working now and enjoying later. Yeah, so that's one of my go-to scripture. As to the young ones coming up into maybe the drumming field or the music field, there is gold in that thing that is in you. There is gold in it. There is money in that thing. Whatever it is that you feel like you really like doing, but does not seem very popular or is not in high demand right now, I can tell you for sure that there is gold in that thing. God did not give you that thing for nothing. There is gold in it, and make sure you harness it early enough. Don't look at what other people are going to say, and don't feel like it is not an in demand skill because it is not being a doctor, being a lawyer, it is not being a pilot. Whatever small that God has given to you, you must harness it and build it to something very, very big, because there is gold in that thing in you. There is gold, and it can take you to places. It can take you to places. So don't relent, don't give up on that little thing that you feel is like small, and keep pushing. It is not too late to start, and it is not too early to start. Don't think that you are too small to make money. Don't think that you are too young to start mining your gold. You could plan to pay your first school fees before or when you get to school, the university. You could plan to do that. It is very, very possible. And it all starts with you starting very early, discovering what you can do well. And also, if you find it difficult to discover what you can do well, you can speak to your friends around you, run a survey with them, ask them questions about yourself that, when you think about me, what comes to mind? When you see me, what do you think I'm very good at? And then from there you can point out and bring out things that you know, okay, I think this is my goal, and I think this thing I can work on it, that will skyrocket me and take me to where I actually want to be. So it is not far. Your goal or whatever God has given to you is not far. It is just right inside of you. So all it takes for you is to just release it out, and then you have a beautiful future. Thank you.
So let me ask you a question. What do you have in your house? What do you have that you're not paying attention to? It's time to recognize, use, and maximize everything you've got in your house. For more resources, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification button. See ya!